All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and eerie for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. And the tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. Hide my head, I wanna drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. Find it hard to tell you, find it hard to say. We're living in a mad world. We're living in a hell realm. If they sent you to hell, wipe off your memories completely and send you to hell, how long do you think it will take you to realize that you're in hell? So they send you to hell and they don't tell you that you are in hell. And not only do they not tell you that you're in hell, they tell you that you're not in hell, you're actually in a good place. How long do you think it will take you to realize that you're in hell? You'll see horrible things happening to other people. You would suffer no matter what you do. But how long do you think it will take you to actually realize that you're actually in hell? If no one is telling you that you're in hell. If everyone is telling you that you're in a good place. They have an explanation for everything. When bad things happen, and be like, yeah, bad things are happening because there is this evil force that wants to torture people. You must try your best to avoid this evil force. He manipulates people, he makes them do horrible things, so you must try your best to avoid this force. And then you ask, wait, why don't you get rid of this force? Like, they'll give you explanations that don't really make sense, right? You'll have a lot of unanswered questions. The solutions will be very obvious to you, but you'll be surprised why those solutions are not taken seriously. And if you are a critical thinker, if you are honest with yourself, you will be able to realize that you're in a hell room. But how many people do you think will be able to realize that they're in a hell room? What percentage of people do you think will be able to realize that they're in a hell realm? What would it take for the majority of people to actually realize that they're in a hell realm? If every day they're told that they're in a good place, but the evidence proved otherwise. They can see that they are suffering, they can see that they've never been happy. They can see that, okay, maybe when they were little, they weren't feeling that bad. And that will be because, well, they weren't really familiar with this place, so they expected a lot of good things, right? If you find yourself in a place where the people who are older than you, the people that you trust, are telling you that it's good, they're telling you that things are going to work out for you, you're going to have a great life, of course you're going to feel good, of course you're going to be optimistic. But as you grow older and you realize that, I've been suffering my whole life, like what I was promised when I was young, because I was promised a world that actually makes sense, where things will actually work out for me. That's not happening. The opposite is happening. So as you get older, you feel less happy. You feel less optimistic. But how long would it take you to realize that you are in a hell realm? What do I even mean by a hell realm? I mean a realm where that was not created for you to thrive, that was not created for you to learn, to grow, to become a better vision of yourself, to be happy, to flourish. Like a realm that was created to trap you, right? You're supposed to be trapped in that realm. You're supposed to be tortured in that realm. You're supposed to be manipulated in that realm. That's what I call a hell realm, right? How long do you think it will take you to realize that you're in a hell realm? If you are being told every day that it is not a hell realm, you are in a good place. I don't usually recommend movies or series, but there's this series called The Good Place. I suggest that every person who likes watching my video watch that series. It will open your eyes in so many different ways. It's a very, very good TV series. It's about these 4 people, 2 girls and 2 guys. They died and they were sent to what they call the good place. So we'll compare that to heaven, or we'll compare that to this place. It was explained to them that they are in a good place because of their good deeds. When they were on earth, they used to they did a lot of good things. So every time when a person dies, they actually they are actually judged. So every time when a person does something good, they get a point. Every time when they do something bad, they lose a point. So after a person has died, they're gonna count their points, and if they qualify, then they're gonna find themselves in a good place. So yeah, they were told that they're in a good place. They are happy. We are in a good place. They were shown their memories on earth. And one of the ladies realized that, oh shit, there was a mistake. Because she's not being shown her memories, she's shown someone else's memories. Turns out that she was a horrible person. A horrible person. Now she's scared. Like, damn, how am I going to survive here? How am I going to fit in here? Because I don't deserve to be here. I don't belong here. And there's someone who was sent into the bad place who didn't deserve to go to the bad place. So I'm in their place. She ended up telling one of the guys that he should, it's the truth, and that he should teach her how to be a good person. But she will fuck up a lot, and every time she will fuck up, bad things will happen in that place, and they'll be surprised. You know, like a lot of bad things will happen because of her bad energy. One of the guys, you know, was also there because of the same mistake that was made with her. He knew that she didn't belong there, so you know, he was pretending to be a monk just to not mess up a lot. But it was hard for him to pretend, so he ended up confessing to her that he also doesn't belong there. So they spoke, and they decided that they're gonna confess, but they ended up not confessing, and the lady ended up being the only one to confess. And then they decided to send it to the bad place, but the architect of that place said, you know what, she's actually changed, she's actually good now. Because I mean, her even confessing is a sign that she's actually a good person now, because why would she confess knowing that she's going to be sent to the bad place? So he vouched for her. But the other people that the architect worked with, I also realized the truth. Also, they also realized that one of the guys didn't belong there. So they say to the architect that two people have to go. They don't really care um, which people will go, but two people have to go. So 4 of them were sent to a room where they'll discuss who will go. The lady said, okay, it has to be her and the other guy, the guy that was pretending to be a monk, because they don't belong there. But they ended up arguing a lot, until the lady realized something very, very important. She realized that ever since she got there, she's never really been happy. I mean, she was only happy when she was told that she is in the good place. But the things that have been happening in the good place didn't make her happy. So she was like, wait, this is not the good place. So ever since we got here, we've been arguing. We never agree with one another. What if they actually put us together because they knew that we'll never agree with one another? We'll torture each other psychologically because we don't agree with one another. What if the architect knew exactly what he was doing the whole time? Because they were paired, like they'll choose a person's soulmate, right? Like, oh, this is gonna be a soulmate. You guys are perfect for each other. Your characters, are very similar. But they will always be arguing. They'll always be debating. They'll always have problems. There'll always be misunderstanding, and they will suffer psychologically. So she realized that no, something is wrong. The architect knows the truth. This is not a good place. This is a hell room. This is the bad place. Once you realize that, the architect started laughing, and he revealed to everyone that she's actually right. This is the bad place. The architect felt like, you know what, people can also suffer as much psychologically. Like, yes, how in hell people must suffer physically, but he felt like, no, actually, even if people are suffering psychologically, they'll still be suffering. So and that will be entertainment too. It's more fun to watch people struggling, having problems, than to watch them being tortured. Like, that can get boring very fast, because there's this how creative can you be when you're torturing people? But when people are living their lives, having different challenges, when you're born and you grow and you meet people and you have problems with these people, you struggle, you date people, breakups and all that. Like, that's entertainment, right? Whoever is watching will be entertained. They'll be more entertained than if you're just being tortured. So the architect of that place revealed that actually they are in hell. They all sucked. Oh, and not only that, it's only them that are in that place. It's only 4 people who are in that place. Only 4. Everyone else was acting. Everyone else is a demon, actually. They were given roles. They were able to shape shift, and they were given roles. They were told exactly what they needed to do. But he didn't have a problem that the lady figured out what was going on, because he was able to wipe off their memories, which he did. But every time when he wiped off their memories, they kept on figuring out that they were in a hell realm. The lady kept on figuring that out. She kept on figuring that out. When you look at this place, think about your childhood. Think about how you grew up. Right? Think about how you grew up. Did life ever really seem to make sense? or you just seem to be going through challenges. You were unsatisfied. You had, dreams and goals that you never got to reach. You worked hard. Or some of you couldn't even work hard because you lacked motivation. You just didn't have motivation. I often tell people who work very hard that it's not like they would work hard if they didn't have motivation. They're just like to have motivation. I do what I do because I have motivation, right? I have the energy for this. If I didn't have the energy for this, I wouldn't be doing it. So what if you didn't have energy to do the things that you wanted to do? People will just blame you. Oh, you're just lazy. What do you desire? Do you ever get what you desire in this world? You've been desiring things since you were little. Some things you do get them, but later, like when you don't even need them anymore. Like when you really, really want something, you don't get it. Have you realized that? When you really, really, really want something, it's hard for you to get it. It's hard for you to get what you want. When it comes to dating, that person that you really want, you ain't getting them. You get the ones that you don't want, right? You always have problems. Wherever you go, some people don't like you. Some people are gossiping about you. Your supervisor has a problem with you, right? Your coworker that sits in a cubicle next to yours, he has a problem with you. He doesn't like you. Every time when he sees you, he makes a face. Why do you always gotta have problems? Like, you don't get to a point where you truly have peace. Why do you think you're having these problems? Are these problems helping you grow? Are you actually becoming a better person because you're having these problems? I often tell people that suffering doesn't really build character. That we've been lied to actually about suffering. You see, the people who manage to thrive are people who've never had to deal with a lot of traumas in life. I'm not actually talking about maybe some people who are extremely talented. Like, for example, let's say someone is an artist. Someone is an artist, right? And they're extremely talented. Yes, if they go through trials and tribulations in their lives, they could end up being a very great artist, but they still be a problem. They won't be able to function very well. You look at someone like Eminem, for example. He was addicted to drugs even though he was a millionaire. He was having the life that every artist wanted, but he was still not happy. And even now, he's quit drugs, but he's been asked in many interviews if he's happy, and he says he isn't. Is he? Why? He's traumatized. It's still like the things that he went through when he was young. He didn't get over these things. Because suffering doesn't build character. Like it's gonna be hard for you to thrive if you don't have a special talent. It's gonna be hard for you to thrive. Yeah, if you are a talented musician, you can make music that people who are going through what you've went through, or who are going through what you're going through, can relate to, and you become successful. But it doesn't mean that you'll be happy. Is it? It's a trap. So the people who truly get to enjoy this life are people who don't experience things that traumatize them. They get to be more confident than other people. They are less toxic than other people. You know how this world hates toxic people? It's not like they decided they want to be toxic. It's their life experiences that make them toxic. You get into a relationship, you don't believe that you deserve love because, well, you were treated like shit. So you have every reason to believe that you don't deserve love. So you find a person who actually loves you, but because you believe that you don't deserve love, I don't know, you just don't behave the way that you should behave in a relationship, and it ends. And yeah, you continue to believe that you don't deserve love, even if you have found a person that actually did love you. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to function when you've been through hell. So what really is the point of suffering? But some people really do suffer, and you know that they've not done anything wrong. They've not done anything wrong, they just suffered. Why? Because life isn't treating us the same. It's not like life is the same for everyone, like people are going through the same things like that. No, when you think about it, some people really go through horrible things that you can't even imagine yourself going through. What are they gaining from suffering? I've met a lot of people who have been through a lot, and I can tell you that they don't function as well as they would function if they didn't go through these horrible things that they've went through. Find that they're easily triggered. You say something that reminds them of something that they've been through, they're triggered, they're mad at you, and you don't understand. Why are you mad at me? I didn't mean what you think I meant. They're mad at you. You triggered them. They've been through hell. So when you look at this realm that we're in, do you genuinely think it is logical to think that you are in a good place? This is a very important question. Some people say that I'm negative. Like, bro, I'm honest. I don't try to be negative. I'm not a nihilist, I'm a realist. I like speaking the truth. I love seeing things as they are. I love understanding things. Do you honestly think that we are in a good place? We are in a place where we're supposed to thrive, be happy, get along with one another, find happiness, find love, find truth. Do you think that this realm was designed for us to grow and be happy as conscious beings? Like, that was the purpose. Be honest with yourself. Because there are some people who watch my videos and be like, nah, they'll be like, hey, this is not a hell room. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what will be the perfect world in your eyes? Will this be the perfect world in your eyes? Is this the best that we can do in your opinion? Or this just seem like, a place that was designed to for people to actually suffer? Like, this is actually how it's supposed to be? It's like if you were in jail and you didn't know that you were in jail, but you were treated like a prisoner. If you are honest with yourself, you'll be able to see that no, actually a person must be allowed to be free, right? To go out and do what they want to do without being told when they need to sleep, when they need to eat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to realize that if you think honestly. Nah, man, this has to be some kind of a prison. Because that's not how this is not how we're supposed to be living life if we're not in prison. So when you think as honestly as possible, you can say that this is a hell realm, because things wouldn't be like this if it wasn't a hell realm. And people would say that, oh, it's a school. It cannot be a school if you keep forgetting your lessons. We all know that the most effective way to learn is to remember your lessons. And some people might say, no. The problem is that if you remembered your previous lives, you would not heal, right? Let's say maybe in your previous life someone unalived you, right? You know where they live. Maybe the person that unalived you lived in Nigeria. You know exactly where they live. You've incarnated, you've reincarnated in South Africa in a new body. Now you're like 20 and you think that person is still alive. You might think of going to Nigeria to avenge your own death, I guess. But I do believe that there will be another way for us to remember our lessons. Maybe we'll be told that, hey, yeah, actually, Earth is a school. Here are the lessons that you've learned in your previous life. Like, that would be better. But like, yeah, in your previous life, you've learned to have compassion. You didn't have compassion. You couldn't see things from other people's perspectives. So you've learned to have compassion. That is why you care about the animals. That's why you don't want to see animals suffering. That's why you're an internationalist now. That's why you feel like it's unethical to have children, right? It's because you learn in your previous life to have compassion. Like, that would be good, I guess. And if all of us here knew without a doubt that this is a school and we chose to be in this school, that would be beautiful. But no one is telling us anything. You know that in places where people are not really told anything, it's usually these places where someone is performing experiments on them, right? Sure. Yeah, so it's usually places where people are being experimented on. So it doesn't matter what they know and what they do not know. It's about it's about the project that is being worked on, right? So it feels like someone is performing an experiment or something. Oh, we're just in a hell room. Because obviously people ain't really learning anything. In fact, as people become older, they seem to become a bit dumber. Like, children are smart, bro. Children ask the most logical questions. They think the way that they should think, but because of what they are taught when they are growing up, they start becoming dumb. And then when they are older, you interact with them, you're like, what the hell? There have been so many people that were really, really smart. Like, when I was growing up, there are people that I knew were smart as fuck. Like, dang, this kid, bruh, the questions that they're asking, damn, I wish I was as smart as this kid. I talk to these people now and be like, what the hell? What happened? But what happened? Because they're supposed to become smarter. But now this person is really, really dumb. Like, they think they know, but what they know is nonsense. They've been taught nonsense. Yeah. So what are people actually learning? They're learning how to follow rules, how to take orders. Because once people become adults, they're very easy to control. Children ain't easy to control, but adults are very easy to control. Remember when you were a kid, man, you broke a lot of rules, but as an adult, you're scared to break rules. See, they punished you when you broke rules as a kid, so it got to a point where you were scared to break rules. So they turned you into what they wanted you to be by punishing you when you were not what they wanted you to be, by making you suffer when you were not what they wanted you to be. Like, oh, you talk without raising your hand, punish you. Okay, you learn that you don't talk without raising your hand. It even gets to a point where you're just afraid to speak your mind. You speak your mind, they say you're crazy. So now you're afraid to speak your mind. You know what I mean? This room is a perfect place for slaves. Don't you think? The way everything works here, you can see that it's a perfect place for slaves. The hierarchies, they just banned one of the most popular social media platforms in this other country. I don't even think I should be talking about it, but y'all know. And I can tell you that more than half of the citizens who are between maybe the age of like 20 and 45, like those who use that, no, not even if they don't, no, not because not everyone use that platform, but I believe they wouldn't have wanted that platform to be banned, right? But some people decided that it must be banned. That's the kind of world that we live in. They can just decide that, hey, we don't want this anymore. It doesn't matter if the majority of people want it. They can just decide. If they didn't want us to have cell phones, they will make it illegal to have cell phones. They will just decide, you know what? They'll be like, cell phones are destroying our brains, they are doing this and that, and then boom. No one is supposed to have a cell phone. They could make up any excuse to take what is useful to us away from us. Any excuse. What can we do? And the way that it must work, like they must have a reason so that it doesn't seem like a hell realm, right? If they wanted to take away my freedom, if they wanted to lock me in prison, they would find a reason that makes sense. I was having a conversation with someone about jail. I was telling them that, do you know that every human who's like active, like who does things, who travels, who works, who does things, have done something illegal in their life that could get them arrested? And there are people who are doing things that are illegal every day that could get them arrested. And if they wanted to arrest everyone, they would be able to, because they are able to monitor the things that we do. But they just don't want to arrest everyone, of course. But if they wanted to arrest someone specifically, like they wanted to arrest, they would be able to find enough dirt that will justify their arrest. Yeah, this person did this, they did that, so they should be arrested. On this day, they did that, so they should be arrested. Like, they'll find something that actually makes sense, and even you who will be arrested, you think, hey, it kind of makes sense. Find out something that you did in 2015, it was a mistake, and they find a way to bring it back, right? And you're like, damn, how, bro? Like, how did they make that connection? They know everything, right? So they could find any excuse to do what they want. And people will be like, yeah, I knew that Benedictine was shady. Like, nah, man. They find excuses to not do what they do not want to do, and find excuses to do what they want to do, or find reasons to do what they want to. Like, I often tell people that, the truth is that when we don't want to do something, we will find excuses not to do it, and then if we want to do it, we're going to find reasons. It's that simple, and people don't even see that truth about themselves. Like, if I don't want to go to a place, I'm going to find excuses. Like, I don't want to go, blah, 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 because of this and that. Look, man, it's raining. But, man, look, it's going to affect me in this way and that. Like, if I want to go, I'm going to go. I'm going to find reasons to go. If I didn't want to make this video today, I would have said to myself, but I'll make a video tomorrow. I mean, I'm kind of tired, why should I even make this video today? Like, I don't have to make it today. Let me just do other things. But because I wanted to make this video, I had to drop a lot of things, and I made this video. I found reasons to make this video. So even the people who are running this world, if they want to do something, they will find reasons to do it, and if they don't want to do something, they'll find reasons not to do it. Simple. The world is the way that it is because it's a hellground, and everything about this room tells us that we're just in denial because of how we've been programmed to think when we're little, and some people are not able to operate outside their programming. So if they told them that this is a good place, they keep on thinking that this is a good place, and they trust those who are telling them that it's a good place because they are programmed to admire those who are winning. Do you know that there are people, and this is something that's very, very important to understand, right? Do you know that there are people who their job is to actually pretend as if things are going well in their lives? And usually these are the kind of people that are admired in our society. So they have to be positive no matter what, because that's their job. They cannot be real. But you find that they know the truth. They're smarter than the average person, so they know the truth, but their job is to pretend as if, and we know that human beings are full of shit. You know that we're trying to survive. You know that we're selfish. So they have to pretend as if things make sense, even if nothing makes sense. If a person is a motivational speaker, for example, and they're being invited to different places to speak, do you think it'll be good for them to stand in front of people and actually tell them the truth? They're invited to speak. They stand in front of people and say, yeah, the world that we live in is full of corruption. You can work very hard and not make it. It doesn't mean that you're going to make it. No, they have to tell people, hey, you're going to make it. Even if they see that, but there's no hope. This one is not going to make it. They have to say they're going to make it. It's their job. So because the average person is programmed to admire those who are very successful, they listen to them and they believe them. They don't realize that these people have to pretend as if things are working out for them, even if nothing is working out for. I mean, even if it seems like things are working out for them, but you find that they're not happy, right? They're not happy, but they have to pretend as if they're happy. I'm giving you this example about this. I forgot their names. There were social media influencers in America. They were a couple. They 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 made their followers think that they have a lot of money while they were struggling a lot financially. They made their followers think that their marriage was working while they were struggling, until they unalived, or the husband unalived the wife, and then it was revealed to everyone that they were actually struggling a lot. So they were just because they are they couldn't make money if they were real about their marriage, that they are struggling. They couldn't make money if they were real about their financial situation, if they were honest about their financial situation, because their followers were following them because they were making money, right? That's what they believed. Like, oh yeah, this person is making money. So if they came out and say, hey, we're struggling, our marriage isn't working, we're not doing well financially, I think their followers would be like, okay, yeah, we love you. Like, no, they followed them because they thought they were making money, and that's why they loved it. Because some people will just love you because you're making money, and they talk about you like, yeah, that person is doing it well. You know what I mean? So of course, most of the people who are on top are gonna tell you that this is a good place, even if they know deep down that this is not a good place. But they can't remain on top if they started telling people that this is not a good place. They'll lose a lot of their followers. They'll start having serious problems if they were going to be honest. They will start having a lot of problems if they were going to be honest. So that's the thing. So it's important that people are able to think for themselves, not be what they were programmed to be, but actually think for themselves and make their own conclusions based on what they are seeing, based on what they are experiencing, based on what they understand. Because I think the truth is obvious, man. It may seem like the truth is not obvious, but it is. The problem is that we are in denial. That's the problem. But the truth is, man, it's so obvious. And I keep on telling you that look at the way that animals live. That should tell you everything. Yeah, it's just the cycle of life. It's how it, bruh. Do you understand that you can justify any nonsense? Like, you can literally justify anything. You could justify it. That's why there are people who are justifying justifying the actions of the demiurge, like, God in the Bible. Hey, you wipe off everyone because of this and that. Hey, Sodom and Gomorrah, this and that. Job, this and that. You could literally justify anything. There's nothing that cannot be justified. Even if it doesn't make sense, there's nothing that cannot be justified. So yeah, you can justify anything. You can say, yeah, that's how it should work. But if you think deeply, you'd realize that things could have been better. Like, we don't have to live in a world where we're scared, where animals are scared that they can get unalived anytime. Like, at any time, like, that can happen. They wake up in the morning, they know that maybe this is my last day. Something can happen, and that's how it works. the world would move on without a problem if something happens. Like, you know what I mean? It's that tells you everything. And even us as humans, we are cruel. We just like to pretend as if we're not, but we're cruel. We are cruel. Some people are so damn unconscious that they don't see that they are cruel when they are cruel. They end up being cruel. Like, it's good to see the devil in you. That's actually good, because that helps you understand how bad everyone else is. If you are selfish and you know that you're selfish, that also helps you understand that other people are selfish in their own way, because everyone have their own demons, right? Like, I always tell people who are against gay people, like, okay, you might think you are better, but you are actually in, like, if we look at things more realistically, you are actually worse, because you are bullying people for who they are, and that is what is true. Like, it might not seem that way, but you are. So someone is attracted to the same sex. You are offended by that so much that, like you understand life so much that you must do something about that. It's so evil. It's so, like, what's evil about that? It's you just telling yourself that it's evil and justifying bullying them, and you feel like the good guy after bullying them, but you're actually, you know what I mean? But you think, I'm a good person. I'm I want to fix the world. I want to make the world. Like, no, you evil. You're selfish. It means that you only care about yourself. You only care about you being the only one to experience sexual pleasure, because you are attracted to women, and that is accepted in society. So those who are not attracted to women must not experience pleasure through sex. And even if they said that, you know what, this realm sucks for us, let us go, you wouldn't allow them to go. You would be like, I want to change them and all that. You want to fix them. Yeah, do you understand? So we have to say the truth about ourselves. Be honest. That's when you'll be able to see that this is a hell realm. This is not a good place, right? Yes, it's presented as if it's a good place, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? It works best when it's being presented as a place that is actually good. Like, it wouldn't work if it was presented as a hell realm, because all of us would just know that it's a hell realm, and we wouldn't expect it to be good, and we'll all be trying our best to free ourselves. People will be meditating 24/7. Like, we wouldn't be doing a lot of things. Like, we wouldn't really be participating in the red race and all these things. We'll just know that, oh yeah, things weren't supposed to really work out. We're supposed to tell ourselves that things are going to work out, and they don't work out. There are people who only experience happiness in their imagination. So let me give you a simple example. Like, you meet a new person, and then you experience happiness because you think things are going to work out, and then things end up not working out. So you experience happiness because of what you imagined, right? You imagine things are going to work out. Like, some people only experience happiness because of the lies they tell themselves. You find that their lives truly suck. Like, things are not working out for them, but sometimes things seem like they will work out, so they feel happy because of that, but things don't actually work out. And they keep on going, they keep on fighting, hoping that one day things are gonna work out for them. Remember, there's this meme that I posted the other day. The caption said, it showed this lady. You could see that, yeah, she's tired. So on the caption it said, "Leaving just in case something good happens." That meme made me laugh, because I think that's why some people keep on fighting. Like, hey, just in case something good happens. Like, I've already been through a lot, but maybe something good will happen. I don't know what the future holds. Earth is perfect hell. Most of us are blind. And you think some of us being conscious wasn't part of the plan. But what if it was? What if that too was part of the plan, that you will be conscious, you'll be able to see things as they are, so that you suffer? Because seeing the truth doesn't mean that you don't suffer. You could actually suffer more because you're seeing the truth. But I do prefer to see the truth, because I'm gonna take the right actions, and that's when there's a chance of me freeing myself, than if I don't see the truth. But what if that was also part of the plan? That you must be conscious. You must know right from wrong. Because if you don't know right from wrong, things could just happen and you don't suffer, because you don't know right from wrong. So if bad things happen, you just be like, oh, all right. You're not affected like a child, right? Not really knowing right from wrong. So something really horrible happens and they don't really understand what's happening, so they don't really suffer. But it's adults who are going to suffer, adults who care, because they already know right from wrong. Let's keep on evolving, guys. Thank you.